All right. Okay, folks. So let's talk about AI and crypto beyond the cliches. AI makes everything easy to fake, and crypto makes it hard again. So AI and crypto are often paired in a vague, hand wavy kind of way. Um, I want to give a little bit of background, then talk about concrete relations between them. Just give you 10 points, take home very nice, crisp talk. So just background on myself. So you may know me as CTO of Coinbase and GP at Andreessen Horowitz, but before that I did robotics, genomics, and machine learning. I taught stats and neural networks at Stanford years ago. So I do have some background here. It's not just totally out of nowhere. And with that background, I want to just contrast these $2 trillion technologies, crypto and AI. And the thing is that AI came out of machine learning and academia and Google and so on and so forth. And so it came sort of top down with a large brand behind it, whereas crypto came very bottom up from message boards and Satoshi posting and didn't have name brands behind it. And so it's a very organic, internet phenomenon. So very, very different emergence patterns for these two things, but they're also very complementary. So first, AI is probabilistic and crypto is deterministic. So modern AI is largely statistical while crypto is procedural. And if you compare diffusion models and LLMs to cryptography, you can see the difference. Okay. Number two, AI is digital abundance, whereas crypto is digital scarcity. So you can create anything you want with generative AI. It can substitute for human writers, researchers, artists, lawyers, doctors, makes many of these services abundant. Crypto, by contrast, basically digitizes currency, stocks, loans, assets. It's about representing scarcity in a natively digital fashion. So if AI is digital abundance and makes all these digital things abundant, crypto models digital scarcity, and so they're complementary in that way. Next, AI makes things easy to fake. Crypto makes it hard again. So, a year or two ago, there's like this fake Trump arrest photo, how to spot an AI generated image. And they were saying something like, look at the hands. But eventually AI generated images are going to get better at hands and better at various body, conformations. And so instead of hands, we need some kind of cryptographic verification. Because it may not be something that you can actually see with your naked eye in the photo, it may be something that you'll need something like how to verify a message signature on Ethereum. You're going to be signing images or messages in general with your wallet. And so that's actually related to number four, which is AI generates and crypto authenticates. So you can likely modify the IPFS, ENS stack to determine whether a given piece of content was provably publicly authored by a given ENS name. So, a name resolver for the distributed web, you could have something where maybe you right click on this and rather than right click save as, you right click and, see signature. Okay. So there's ways of doing that with magnet links and, content hash. There's lots of different ways of implementing that. But fundamentally, the concept would be AI generates and crypto authenticates. Next, AI busts captchas and crypto rebuilds them. So, here you have this robot saying, I'm not a robot. And of course, they're just clicking this. And of course, now with AI, it's actually relatively easy to break through most captchas. So we may need to retreat to cryptographic scarcity. And instead of I'm not a robot, you have sign in with Ethereum. You pay your sign in with a high reputation crypto address or something like that. Next, AI proselytizes and crypto verifies it. So AI can generate all kinds of content, but crypto can then check it. So an example of this is if you ask Perplexity about the FTX hack, then it'll give you a bunch of links, and those links will be links to Etherscan or links to blockchains. And so you can actually look at cryptographically verifiable on-chain data for the financial facts that underpin this story, the numbers that underpin these letters. Now, the thing is, it seems like a limited set of stories for which that's possible, but that's because only financial data is really on chain now. If you start thinking about Farcaster or Lens or other kinds of protocols, more and more kinds of data are going on chain with social crypto protocols. So a much larger class of events will be on chain, and therefore you can have a much larger class of events where crypto can verify it. And so those are also going to be the open data sets that are going to be more accessible for AI. So AI will proselytize and crypto will verify, right? Okay. Next, AI breaks a public web, but crypto builds Web3 of trust. So AI is filling up the internet with all these garbage, spam sites, all this stuff, which looks quasi-human or what have you, and it just looks plausible and so on. Crypto, however, adds a new primitive, which is every single piece of content can be signed because we've solved the public key infrastructure problem. The whole problem of public key infrastructure was how do you distribute lots of wallets where people can keep private keys, A, secure, and B, available at all times. And if you had that, you could do a lot. But it turns out that it's easy to keep something secure but unavailable. You can just, put it in a lockbox and bury it in the desert. And it's easy to have something available but unsecure. You just put it on a public website. To have something both secure and available at all times is actually a very high cost thing. It's like holding your wallet. In fact, exactly like holding your wallet. So you need an incentive to do that. And crypto provided the literal incentive to do that. So crypto has actually solved the public key infrastructure problem in terms of giving an incentive for everybody to have their private key available and secure at all times. And so because of that, all kinds of content is getting generated with what I call the Web3 of trust. Again, Farcaster is the initial scaled example of this. With Web3 of trust, we can start restoring a new kind of signal on backlinks, and you go from a broken public web, from a broken Web 1.0 or Web 2.0 to a cryptographically signed and verifiable Web 3.0, where you can get back the author of a page and then determine are they human or not based on the cryptographic information there, like a proof of human or multiple proofs of human. Okay. And the thing about this is there's various signature schemes, for example, with Farcaster, but really the Web3 of Trust version 1 looks like Farcaster with every message signed. Next, AI training is centralized, crypto can decentralize it. So if you look at all the largest crowdfundings, okay, all the ones in yellow are crypto crowdfunds. Now, you may not agree with what was crowdfunded here. Maybe these are projects that failed or what have you, but leave that aside whether the project failed or not. Simply the fact that you could do capital formation at this scale across borders at this speed is very new. And so the level of money that you need to train AI models is quite substantial, but crypto crowdfunding could actually get you there, right? So this is basically saying at least you can raise the funds to train potentially in a decentralized way. Whether the training itself is done that way is difficult because right now it's hard to train outside data centers. Perhaps someone will come up with a breakthrough like folding at home. But right now, at least the funding for training can potentially be moved out of corporations and to DAOs, or at least partially to DAOs. And you could have a model like the Linux Foundation where you crypto crowdfund a model and then everybody has access to it. The next, AI evaluation is centralized and crypto can decentralize it. So AI model evaluation is moving to something that can be done on individual beefy machines on a Mac Studio or something. And with crypto, you can imagine decentralized evaluation of different versions of a model, very much like hosting a node. And you can imagine different versions of that model that just get pushed out. This is really what's happening already with Llama 1, 2, 3, et cetera. But different, or Stable Diffusion 1, 2, and 3. But it's just like different builds of blockchain software. You just have a different model, and you host that, and then you serve up responses, perhaps in return for tokens or for people who are holding NFTs or something along those lines. Then AI creates new authorities and crypto decentralizes them. So now an implicit assumption of a lot of the writing on AGI and so on and so forth is that there's a single, what I call monotheistic model of AI, like a super intelligence. But what if it's a polytheistic model of AGI where you have actually many of these quote AI gods or AI super intelligences? And then if you had that, then every sufficiently large community would crowdfund an AI that serves as a guiding force for their community. They would have messaging, they would have a social network, they'd have a cryptocurrency, they have all those things together in kind of one stack. That'd be like their network or their digital stack. And you could do that for many different values of X. You could say, what would George Washington do? What would Lee Kuan Yew do? And that would be the AI that would be at the center of your culture. So AI creates new authorities and crypto could decentralize them. So those are just 10 observations of how crypto and AI can work together beyond the cliches. If you want more, you can DM me on Balaji S at Balaji S on Twitter and Farcaster, or I should say X/Twitter and Farcaster. Okay, thank you very much.